Hello everyone and welcome back. So this time we're going to be talking about how to draw a circle in SOLIDWORKS. Now there's only two types of circles, so we're going to do both of them in this single video. Okay, now like always, to do any sort of sketching and drawing, we have to open a sketch. Now I've already done that by going to the Sketch tab and clicking the Sketch button. You'll then choose a plane and you're ready to go. Now to draw a circle, we find the Circle button, which is pretty simple because it looks like a circle. It's right here. So you can see the circle button. If I scroll over it, it will show me how it works. I click one point, I drag out, and it will get bigger and bigger, and it will show me the radius value, as if I have that setting enabled. If I want to, there's also this thing called a perimeter circle, which we'll get to in just a minute. So first off, the circle. I click and I drag, and you can see that it tells me the radius. It does not tell me the diameter. Diameter is all the way across from one side of the circle to the other. Radius is from the center to one side. So be very careful when you're typing in numbers. Also, even though it tells me how big it's going, you're like, okay, I wanted 1.83. There we go, I got it. Perfect. You still need to add a dimension. This doesn't add a dimension, it just tells you how big you created it to start. It's for your eyeballing work. It's not for official things. You get it roughly the right size so that when you're just quickly sketching, before you add dimensions, things don't go horribly wrong. So I click, it's always the center, and then I drag out and it makes that circle different size. When I click again, my circle has been created. Now here's the thing. I can't do anything to this original circle right now because whenever I click a third time, first click, second click, if I click a third time, I begin to make another circle. Until I hit the escape key, every time I click, I'm going to start a new circle. Now, unlike with lines, these are not all connected. I don't just magically begin creating circles every single time I click. It's always 2 clicks and then it stops. 2 clicks and it stops. 2 clicks, it stops. When I hit the escape key, they all disappear. And I went a little bit too far with my deleting. Okay, things you typically need to take into account when you're drawing these circles are the following. First off, that first point, at least with this type of circle, is your midpoint. So usually you want to put that on something. Maybe it's the midpoint of a line. A lot of times it's going to be the origin. The reason you want to do that is to get that nice coincident relation for yourself. Because that way I can't ever move this circle. It's just stuck on that point. And I want it to stay there a lot of times. So when you do that first click, make sure that the relation is going to be added automatically. For example, perhaps I want to have a second circle that is in line with this first one, like that it is horizontally in line. Before I click that first click, I want to make sure that I see those blue dots showing me that when I click, it's going to add a horizontal relation. I drag it out, and these two are now, they are horizontal to each other, though it looks like it didn't actually add the relation this time. It did not. It was supposed to, but it didn't do it for me. Okay, so I guess I didn't want to do it for this time. Probably have an option just unclicked. So be very careful with that because it can help with your placing. You can make sure that they're in the right place before you add dimensions and relations. So first click is on the center, second click is the end. You might want to be careful of that second click too because maybe you're trying to make a circle. Sorry, I can move it all here. A circle that is touching the sides of a box. Okay, so I've got this box right here, and let's say I'm going to make a circle that's right on the midpoint of this line. That second point, if I want to, I can make it so it is just tangent to this line. And there we go. Now this circle is tangent to this line. If I drag this line out, the circle gets bigger with it. You see that? Because I've added that relation. When I first clicked, because it turned orange, it got highlighted, it add that relation in there. So that is something to help you. First click, center. Second click, the edge of your circle. And if either one of those things is attached to something, a relation is going to be added. Now, the second type of circle is one I don't honestly really ever use. It's a perimeter circle. You are just clicking lines, as you can see, and it's just on the edge of your circle. So I can click, and if I want to, I can kind of move things around. Why might you use this? I honestly don't have a really good reason why you would use it. As you can see, it's really easy for me to size something though. If I have a good idea of where it needs to be, I can size my circle better than I could in other ways. And that can be very helpful. For example, here, I'll show you one kind of good example for this. I had this rectangle earlier, and I made it really simple myself because I said, okay, I'm going to put it on the center of this line here. What if I wanted to center it inside of this rectangle? Like I wanted to touch as many sides as it can, not just be centered right here. Well, my center point circle doesn't work really well for that. If I try to do that, I just kind of have to guess. I can get one side pretty easily, but the other two, not so much. But my perimeter circle makes things fairly simple. I just click one side, I drag it, I can click the other side, and then I can click a third side. And you see that this circle is tangent to 3 of the sides. Not all 4 because it's not a square, but to 3 of the sides. So it does have benefits when you're trying to put a circle inside of another shape and making sure that it is tangent, that's what that little symbol there means, to the sides of that shape. Okay, so I hope this helps you. I hope you see the different ways we can make circles. I hope it benefits you. But one last thing I almost forgot is that circles, just like lines, can be for construction. For example, if I only cared about making this shape that was going to be touching the sides of my circle, well, I can make my circle for construction. That way, when I go to make this 3-dimensional, I don't have to worry about this shape, and it will just see the circle, just see this squarish shape. So if I want to change it back, I just click on the line and say it's not for construction. And there we go. Okay, so I hope this helps you, seeing the different types of circles. And next time, we're going to learn about some of the other shapes available to you in the Sketch tab. See you then. Bye-bye.